talk me through the process of putting together a panto.
Okay, well the first process is meeting with the production team, who it sort of incorporates Louise, choreographer, Jonathan, director, and myself, and we meet very early in the year to sort of discuss where we're going to go before Jonathan actually writes the script. So I go away with ideas that we've all come up with in sort of the pots to sort of go away and think how I can actually structure something. Because of the process that we actually go through, we don't shoehorn a song in because we think, oh, there should be a song here. It's plot driven, so we think, oh well, we need this song because obviously we need to break the dialogue, but it's got to work within the plot. So all those ideas I go away with and think about what we can do, and then eventually Jonathan produces a script, and it's my job then to fit in the songs around the script. It's not as easy as just fitting them in, because obviously we produce click tracks and arrangements. We don't just take a standard song off the shelf and then go, oh, we'll use that song. I do different arrangements, different vocal styles, totally different styles with the number to see how it works within the panto. And then we all come together towards the end of the year when we've done auditions to see if these things are still going to work. I often discover throughout the year numbers may not work and suggest changes and constant to the director and the choreographer, and then we discuss how we can change things and why we may need to change them. And that's the first process, and all year round.
Brilliant. And what about the challenges then? What's quite challenging about working on it?
Challenges are because you may come up with a fantastic idea, or collectively we may come up with an idea, or we're up for it, and then I have to go away and research it, and we may not be able to do it because of the copyright laws. For example, Disney is very difficult to do, get their copyright. ABBA is high percentage, so we may not realise that something does actually belong to Disney until I go away and research it. So I tend to do that early on so that I don't do a load of work and then it has to be scrapped. So that's one challenge. There's lots of different challenges because I may have my own vision working in a studio, and when a production isn't cast, when we actually cast it, I may think that song will not work for that specific person. So there's that challenge, and that's always later in the year. And you may even find that we can get to the rehearsal process in November, and I'm wrong with a musical number, and then I've got 2 weeks to change something and do the arrangements and do the click tracks, and because we have deadlines all throughout the year to use with the recording studio with backing singers, and I've got to consider vocal ranges. We may choose a song that could be a female song in everyday life, in the charts or whatever, and think it would work with lyric changes for the male, and I've got to consider the vocal ranges, so that can be quite difficult at times, especially when you've got male and female singing a sudden, a male song or something like that. That is quite difficult.
Yeah, cool. And it's Dick Whittington this year, so what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I love Dick Whittington. I think it may have been my first panto that I MD'd, but that's a long time ago. And over the years I've MD'd it probably half a dozen times, and it was the first one that was in-house production here, which was when I joined the team. And again, we're doing it this year, and I love it. I think it's a great panto.